You know, I recorded myself making the edit thinking that was going to be the tutorial, but instead, now here I am back in After Effects, recording myself, so I can show y'all what's going on. So yeah, I'm not very good at talking while I'm doing the edit, but now that I finished, I'm gonna show you the end product after. But the first thing we gonna be talking about for the tutorial that y'all tuned in for, thank y'all for waiting, thank y'all for being patient, but I'm here with it finally. So time remapping / Twixtor, this is how I do it. On your clip, you see that time remap. The way I do it every time is Control-Alt-T, or you can just right click on it, time, enable time remapping. So what I'm doing right here, I'm looking for the frames that move and I'm keyframing it every time there's movement. So boomski, that's really all you need to know about that part. Now we go on to the main agenda. Almost forgot. You see this right here? This is called Auto Twixtor. I'm going to look for this link. I don't think I have it anymore, but if you can find this, I promise you it's going to be of great use to you, gang. I don't know the ins and outs, but after you after you keyframe your stuff, if you highlight all the keyframes and you press regroup, it'll move them all next to each other, because that's what you have to do anyway to eliminate dead frames, to put flow movement. You feel what I'm saying? So if I find that, I'm gonna put it in the description. If I don't, you should try to look for it yourself. If you can find it, that'll be great for you on bro. Alright, so that's what you do. You do that, and then you take this, you pre-comp that right here, like so. And then we get to the Twixtor. After you get to right here, this right here, this is where you're gonna want to put Twixtor. Where is it? So these are my Twixtor settings right here. You always want to make the frame rate the same as what you're editing. I was editing in 18, so obviously I'm gonna put that. But the rest of the what's it called? The settings don't really change for me. All right, so you said I got image prep, contrast, edge enhance, speed. I put it at 100 on the first frame. You go one frame over and it's 90, and you leave it. Boom. Then we get to time remapping. All right, so the first thing that I want you to do when you do it, you gotta see this keyframe right here. What we gotta do is find this keyframe, hold control, and scroll to the left until you get it off of that black frame. You're gonna see a black frame or like a warpy looking frame. You'll know what I mean, but it has to end on a frame that you want it to end on, so you can get the maximum results. Then I just place keyframes in certain places that I want to. I'm gonna show you the end result of my Twix and then explain it to you. Yeah, so that is the first clip. And what I did, you see these keyframes? I highlighted these two, put on this graph. You're gonna need this fucking plugin, this flow shit. It helps out a lot, because After Effects graphs, they're good too, but it's more work and it's more fucking, you know what I'm saying, you gotta make all the fucking graphs. With this, you could just fucking save them. You feel me? So I put it like that. I did this graph, and then this out thing right here, this is just the rest of the clip. You know what I'm saying? I put a keyframe and then it stops, and then as you can see, that makes the little rest that I need for the transition. Oh yeah, and this is what I wanted to show you. So you see this first clip, right? What I did and what I was explaining to you is you're gonna find that part of the clip at the end that looks like that. And sometimes you can utilize this. I used it in my edit to give it kind of like a little warpy, you feel me? Something like, I'm gonna show you, you'll see it at the end. But yeah, I just put a little keyframe here to make it go up and then back to make it look like a kind of reverse-ish one framer type of, because that's what Jugg is about, like doing things at the end or making it look like quick, like it's quick. So now this is a kind of like a one framer. It's the OG one framer. So you go offset, BCC, directional blur, BCC plugin right here, and then you put offset at either 1920. 1920 puts it obviously half this way. By 1080 would be half this way, the other way around. See, I put it at 45 right there. And then I didn't put it directly in the middle. I had to mess around with it a little bit so it looks like, you know, he's on both sides. So you'll get that right there. And that looks way better on lower FPS edits. Just a heads up. So yeah, right here, this was just me messing around with certain things. I didn't end up leaving a lot of this in here, but I did leave this warp twist right here. This is an effect I use a lot. Not a lot. I'd like to use it more if I get better at it, but it just gives you that little cool spinny type of, you know, warpy looking. So it's warp, twist, bend, horizontal, vertical. You choose it. I used one of these graphs. I think it was this one. Yeah. One of the things that you're gonna want to be very good at if you're jugging is radial blur. And I was using it for a long time, didn't even realize, but I wasn't using it to the best of my ability. And I'm still not, because, you know, there's places where I can make it better. I'll just go to this shit. So what I did right here, we will use this as an example. I get a little radial blur. All right, so we go 5. So this is just a short example on how you can use radial blur as an outro. You know what I'm saying? You see, I just put it at 0 and 5, which really you don't have to do that, but no, yes, you do. 5 back to 0, but on the invert 10, and then it gives you that little out. So that's kind of what I did, but I just used it as like the little intro instead. Cause when you do this, you want to do it like I do it like this. I put my shit at 10. Delete all these keyframes. That's not what I meant to do. Delete all these keyframes. Put my shit at 10. 0. 0. And then you just get that little, and it looks way better with transitions, obviously. You know, you do the same thing with the little zoom shit. But that is what I did right here. That's what I ended up putting right there. When it comes to basic scales, what you're gonna want to do is hold Control, Alt, Shift, and Y. And this is a null object. I'm gonna just take this clip again, and you trim it to the size of the clip, whatever the freak. Double it. Then you go right here, this little at upside down parent pick whip. You drag it to the first null, then from the second null that you just dragged it to, from the first null you just dragged it to, you drag it to the second null. I go here, I press scale, I press position, I keyframe them both, highlight them all, press F9, move it to the back. Move it to the back. Don't ask me why I do it like this, I just do, and I haven't never stopped. But I'm gonna show you something like this. Easiest way to explain it. Amplitude 4, frequency 4, phase 0, seed. Wrap X, no, don't want that shit. But you just gotta mess around with the seed. The seed just changes the way the shakes. Oh yeah. And then for scale out, my bad, I do like these and drag it to the end, and I always use out 1. This just determines the length of the out. Whether you want it like a sharp one, a less sharp one, or a freaking loose one. But look though, so what I did that, and then I just made that a 3D object. Then I made the null, 2 nulls into 3D objects as well, which gives you this third thing, and it gives you X rotation, Y rotation, positioning up and down, left and right. This is all stuff that you just have to experiment with. And yeah, it's not moving right now because my dumbass didn't parent it. But you see, it'll move like this, move like that. It'll move like this and move like that, in all type of directions. I'm thinking now at this point, I might as well just show y'all the edit and then explain the rest through that. So this is the final edit.
So you're running late, and it's not even like you. You were doing so well. Did the dog eat your homework again? I can't help myself, 'cause my friend says in real life it's only the babe that ever come looking for you. Are you falling in love?
So the main things I want to highlight: effects, right? This right here is motion detect. One of my favorite effects. I use it a lot. You got the little 3D shit. RGB, time warp RGB. I didn't use it a lot, just use it for a quick little second. And this whole thing, I had posterized plus posterized time. Both of these effects on here, you can explore them for yourself. I also have grain in the background on the whole edit. This is actually not a 3D or nothing, it's just a warp. It's that same, it's this right here, Jugg warp. Amplitude doesn't have to be super high, but I just used it for that one opening part, and I put a radial blur on it, then I blacked it out, another radial blur, and we're in there. That's how you get that little flicker in effect. Looks cool to me. Then I used the, that one part, it really flowed into the edit. Boom, like that. Then right here, I did radial blur zoom, and then I switched it to the other one. This is just a little bokeh directional blur action with a little bit of lumen dissolve. Actually, I don't know if I used that. I think I did. But yeah, the rest of this is really just scales and Twixtor. But right here, directional blur. A little bit of it, not BCC, just the normal one. This right here, VHS, Uni VHS. Just go in there and mess around. This, put it on the regular. For this one, you can copy these. Copy these settings if you want this one. And for the second one, copy these settings. It's also some film damage on here. I don't know where I got this one from, but I've had it for a long time. Probably used a tutorial back in the day. Some shit like that. You don't really have to worry about all that shit. Nobody really gives a fudge. Then we got this. Tape damage, text generator, all this shit. So follow that if you want that one. And then the third one, I doubt anybody's gonna want it. I don't really use this one a lot, but it's pretty cool actually. Should start using it more often. Oh, this is hollow matrix. So yeah, copy these settings if you want the hollow matrix. And then this right here, just a little bit more motion detect. Some more radial blur. And that offset that I did earlier. But the number one thing that I do want to tell you I use is bokeh. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I use it. You see this little blur right here? That right there, and 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 that. That's all bokeh. So what that actually is a plugin that you should definitely look for. Gaussian blur is the one I used to use before I had this, but Crossfire, this is a separate plugin by itself. One of the best blurs, most definitely. That is pretty much the essence of my entire editing career thus far on After Effects. Yeah, bro, if y'all have any other questions, just let me know.